there, boys and girls. It's nice to see you. This is me, Athena, and I wanted to talk to you about goals and New Year's resolutions and how to actually succeed at them. Basically, my track record is I probably keep half of my resolutions each year. I also usually have about, 10 or more. And I've learned some tips and tricks over the years on how to achieve those resolutions or goals. You may not do resolutions. That's okay. Hopefully you are still trying to reach goals in your life. I think one secret to staying young and happy is to keep learning and to keep growing and to never rest on your laurels. Never just say, I've arrived and now I'm just going to sit here and decay, So I think the main reason that people, including myself, maybe don't keep their resolutions or don't achieve their goals, I think the number one reason is they are not being smart about it. When I say smart, I'm actually referring to an acronym. And this acronym, SMART, having a SMART goal, is hella useful. It is a way for you to create a goal and actually achieve it, or to check in with goals that you maybe have already started and see if you need to make some tweaks here and there. So the S stands for specific. The difference between a goal and a SMART goal is being specific, not saying get healthy or lose weight, but to say how many pounds you want to lose, how many steps you plan to walk. Be specific. Don't say walk more, don't say read more. Say read X number of books a month, or even one book a week. How are you going to know that you are making progress? You're not sure exactly what that progress is going to look like. Which leads me to M, which is measurable. This goes hand in hand with the specific. Being able to actually see evidence, measure what you've accomplished. One of my goals this year is I'm pushing myself to try to hit 10,000 steps every day, 5 days a week. I can use my Fitbit, I can see it, it graphs it, it shows it, all the numbers are right there. When I'm about to go to bed at night and I'm only 500 or 1,000 steps away, it's motivating to me to say, all right, I don't want to screw up my 5 days a week, so I'm going to go on downstairs right now, get on the treadmill, and just walk. And I have found for me, I don't haul ass, I'm certainly not running, I can get about 100 steps a minute. So sometimes it turns out I'll be down there for a while, and sometimes I only need to be down there for, one time it was 30 seconds, literally. Okay, so that's specific, that's measurable. The next one is the A, attainable or achievable. You need to have something that you can actually achieve. You don't want to say, I'm going to run a marathon next month if you've never run before. You might be able to accomplish it in a year with training, but you can't do it next month. That is not achievable. And gone are the days of, when we're kids, they told us you can do anything you set your mind to. Yeah, but sprouting wings and flying, I'm still waiting for it. It needs to be something that is achievable in the time period you have allotted. I have found for myself, I like to do goals by the month rather than the whole 12 months all at one foul swoop. I like to start over each month. So if I screw up in January, I'll start again in February. I'm not going to do that thing where you're like, oh, well, this year's fucked. I'm just going to let it go downhill now. So it needs to be something achievable and realistic, which is R. So let's go to the R. If you look online, they say R is relevant. I think it also can be realistic. I can't remember which of those words we use with the students. Probably realistic. Again, kids, third graders, they don't understand what's achievable and what's realistic yet. So sometimes their goals are ridiculously tiny. Learn my multiplication facts. That's an awesome goal, but that's like a month or a 2-month kind of goal for some of the kids. And then I always say, okay, you've reached it. What are you going to do next? Or non-readers, kids who don't like books much, they want to read all the Harry Potter books this month. No. Let's be realistic. Let's just start off with, let's try to read the first book and see if we can be finished with it this quarter. That's 9 weeks. And if you reach it ahead of time, bonus. Last one I think is one of the, for me, maybe the most important is the T is for time bound. Have a deadline. What do they say? A wish is a goal without a deadline. I'm butchering it. Something like that. Or a goal is a wish with a deadline. Something you need to just say by when. And again, they all work so beautifully together. If you are trying to get in your steps, right now I just want to hit 10,000 steps 5 or more days a week. Once I do that without it being a challenge, I'm going to take it up a notch. I'm either going to go up to 6 days a week or I'll go up to 11,000 steps, I found during my work day, I can get about 7,000 to 8,000 steps easy without trying. Once I get home and I'm still a couple thousand short, that's when the willpower has to kick in a little bit. That's when the time bound, like again, that this week is ending. If I want to make sure I get 5 days, I need to get my butt down there. If you do want to run a marathon, you need to maybe plan backwards. Pick when that marathon's going to be. I would plan about a year ahead and then plan backwards. How many miles do I need to start with? And each month you're building. I'm never going to run a marathon. I have no interest in running a marathon. That's just your, sort of like your Mount Everest comparison. This is probably a pretty crappy recording. The sun is blinding me. The camera thingy's falling. But you know what? I'm getting it done. I don't have videos on any of my resolutions for January, and I am falling behind in getting videos out there. But I see that as okay because it is progress. One of my resolutions I am trying for is having like 1 day a week of no technology that's not shared with Poochie. Mainly on the weekends, because those are the only 2 days a week that we're actually plugged in a lot. There have been times in the past where literally he will be on his device or he'll be FaceTiming with his cousin for like 10 hours. And I will be putting around, getting the house clean, getting crap done for those 10 hours. And I'm all plugged into podcasts or audiobooks. And while that's probably not terrible, I want to have at least one of the 2 days on the weekend where he and I spend time together without it being technology. I don't feel like we're together if we're just side by side, but we're each doing our own thing. And he's growing up too damn fast. He's 9.5 now. And I have had 2 sons, and I know how very soon there'll come that day that he may not like mom much anymore, or may not want to hang with mom much anymore. And that's a normal part of boys becoming young men, but it is horrible if you love your baby boo. So I don't want to lose any more time. I've talked to him about it. I've told him how it's a challenge for both of us and how I want to spend some time together. And I said, notice I don't have any earphones in, my earbuds, AirPods, whatever. I'm not listening. I am here right now for you. I've been doing that more with after school. There's certain domestic things I hate. I hate cooking. I don't mind as much cleaning up the kitchen, but honestly, as a single mom, I'm doing all the cooking and the cleaning and all the bullshit every day. And after a long day at work, sometimes I'm pissed about it. And I've found I'm less pissed if I'm listening to something I'm entertained by. But I have made an effort this January to not do that, to unplug, not have my headphones on at all while my boo is around, and we just try to spend some time together. Even if I'm just doing dishes, he sits at the little counter, we try to chat, and it makes me happy. I have 1 to 2 books, specific books picked out that I want to finish, and they're actual physical books with paper. I have found I have a hard time reading anymore, so I'm making myself do that because it's something I miss. Today is the 16th, so we're halfway done with this month, and I need to finish that book. I need to get the pages read. Anyway, I'd love to hear what resolutions you are working on, if you are doing them by the month, if you do them by the year, by the quarter, or sometimes I do things by the season, how it's going, and how you achieve your goals. If you try like the SMART technique, or if you have your own thing, or if you don't do resolutions at all, I would love to hear your ideas behind that. What led to that decision? I have done that before. I've had at least 1 or 2 years in the past 3 decades where I didn't have resolutions. But I find for me, I feel weird without them. I really like having them. I like working towards improving myself or achieving things. So I like having them. I don't beat myself up when I can't keep them, partly because I use the SMART technique. All right, I am at work, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you for watching, and be well. Peace.